Traders every day are earning thousands of dollars for themselves trading the market. What separates them from you is that these traders possess certain knowledge and tools the everyday person does not have. Tools that if you knew how to use, you too can make money every day with. Learn the right skills, tips and strategies from the very best at www.tradegenius.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming down here this morning. I know you've all got a busy day, so appreciate you all coming down. Let's just run through who we have with us here on the top table this morning. First of all, we have Steve North, the General Manager of UK TV. We have Michael Venom Page, Willy Hutchinson, Richard Schaefer, and Andy Shepherd. We have the Hayemaker himself, David Hay, Joyce, Qais Ashfaq, Ishmael Salas, and we have Stephen Malt, who is the brand director from Betfair UK and Ireland. So, in January this year, we announced a partnership between the founder of Hayemaker Boxing Promotions, former heavyweight and cruiserweight champion of the world, David Hay, and the CEO of Ringstar Sports, Richard Schaefer, to form a brand new boxing promotion, Hayemaker Ringstar. Today, we are very pleased to announce some of the fruits of that partnership, and that comes in the form of a milestone TV deal with the most watched non-public service broadcaster in the UK. That's Dave at UK TV. The 3-year deal will see 5 fights broadcast per year and marks an important move for Dave to continue its sports offerings amongst its other wide range of programming. Dave first entered the sporting arena in January 2016 with David's comeback fight. The show broke network records, peaking at over 3 million viewers. We're in a golden age of British boxing, and this exclusive deal looks to help satisfy Britain's appetite for exciting, free-TV boxing on a regular basis. The upcoming fights will showcase Hayemaker Ringstar's latest signings that include these gentlemen up here today. So, let's introduce you to them. First up, we have Mr. Joyce. He's the most decorated male amateur boxer in history. He's a European and Commonwealth champion and brought home a controversial silver medal from the Rio Olympics. Many thought that silver should have been a gold. He's been compared to the likes of Anthony Joshua. Indeed, he's been the lead training partner of his for a number of years. And, in AJ's own words, has given him some very competitive rounds of sparring. Joe will be getting to work quickly. At the age of 31, he'll have a sharp trajectory to world titles. Now, Joe, you've been working out at the Hayemaker gym for a while now. What's it like to be part of the Hayemaker Ringstar stable?
Well, it's like a family. You know, I'm fitting in very well. You know, enjoying my surroundings. It's a great gym, and you know, to be surrounded by great people is. You know, so I'm honoured to be around such, you know, great promoters with, you know, David Hay here and Richard Schaefer. You know, you can, the amount of stuff they've done. I mean, David Hay, you know, 2 weight classes. He's, you know, been in the business over 12 years. And Richard Schaefer, I mean, you know, like, you know, created and run Golden Boy. So, you know, the credentials are there. So. I'm just excited. I just want to get back in the ring. I'm, you know, raring to go. You know, I'm fit. I'm ready, and I just want to put on some good shows in the future.
And we're looking forward to seeing those shows. Thanks, Joe. Next up, we have Willy Hutchinson. He is Scotland's most decorated amateur in history and a current world champion. He's also a 7-time Scottish champion, 4-time British champion, and a former European champion. It's very easy to forget that this guy is just 18 years old. Unsurprisingly, he's tipped to be a very big name in boxing, and we'll be able to follow his journey on day. Willy, you're training under Ishmael Salas. You started work with him this week. How's it going?
It's went very good, yeah. He's a fantastic coach. I mean, unbelievable. I've done a 40-minute training session with him the other day. He showed me more than 40 minutes than what I've done in months, like the past year. Fantastic coach, and it just says it. He's trained 19 world champions, so he's very, very good, and there's a good group of lads as well, and we're all training together. So it's going good, yeah, very good.
Oh, plenty more to come, I'm sure. Next up, we have Qais Ashfaq. Ashfaq has a rich amateur pedigree, having captured Commonwealth Games silver, 2 silver medals at the European Championships and European Games bronze. As a key member of Team GB for 7 years, he's regularly been touted as the successor to Amir Khan's crown. Leeds-born Qais has a widespread and loyal fan base across the UK, who I'm sure are going to be very pleased by today's announcement. Now, Qais, you're coming off a rich amateur career. How excited are you to be turning pro under the Hayemaker Ringstar banner?
I'm very excited. Can't wait to get the show on the road now. It's been a long time coming. I've not boxed for 11 months now with Ishmael Salasia, the best coach in the world for me, with David A, with all the experience he's got in the boxing world, and Rich Schaefer, the most experienced promoter for me around the world. I don't think I can go wrong. It's all systems go. I can't wait to move up the levels, up the pro ranks, and get some more titles.
Next up, we have a man who might be a new face to the boxing world, but he's certainly a familiar face to fans of combat sport. And that is MVP Michael Venom Page. He's a 10-time world kickboxing champion and one of the UK's most exciting MMA fighters currently working with the Bellator promotion. He's undefeated in his 12 professional fights at 2 weight classes. And he was winner of last year's MMA KO of the Year. He's an exciting and charismatic fighter who will be no doubt looking to put on a show for the viewers. We believe he has the talent to continue his crossover in combat sports, from kickboxing to MMA and now to boxing, and believe he has the ability to capture world titles inside the boxing ring. Now Michael, I'm sure I don't need to ask you a question, you're a man of many words, I'll just hand the floor to you.
I just took a wrong turn in. And then ended up on stage in boxing, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to run with it. I'm just going to do what I normally do, put on a show. The one and only MVP is just kick down the door for boxing. That's the last time you're going to see me kicking this, don't worry. Can't wait to put hands on people. And that's what I'm going to do, I do the best, and I put on a show, do it with style. The one and only MVP is here.
He's right. Now Ishmael Salas, you're a new face to the Hayemaker Ringstar setup. You are the head boxing coach at the Hayemaker gym. Would you mind just telling us a little bit about yourself and what you make of this young group of talent?
Yeah, good morning to everyone. At first I'd like to say thank you to Hayemaker to bring me over this, I call it like a dream team. We got all the best guys around. We got David Hay as himself. He's a great fighter. I think in the near future we can be back in the top as he is. Also we have Richard Schaefer. Richard Schaefer is well known. To me is one of the best boxing promoter all time. This guy who got many champions, is very experienced, so for me it's an honor. Plus, we have right now the best young fighter in UK. We have Joyce, we have Willy, and we have Qais, plus David Hay himself. So, to me it's a great challenge, and I like to take it. And I like to be part and honored to be part of the Hayemaker team. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishmael. Now, David, this is a pretty stellar lineup you've assembled. A few words from you.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Being a boxing promoter is something I've done from the very start. I remember 15 years ago when I turned professional. I remember feeling like these guys are feeling out back. These guys are more nervous about this press conference than they are going to be walking to the ring for their first fight. It's because they're not used to this kind of environment. I remember being exactly where they were, and it was actually quite sweet backstage watching them. They were sort of fidgeting a little bit nervous about what they were going to say. But I've been there, I know what it's like. And time's gone real fast. 15 years later, here I am. And I believe I'm going to give these guys the opportunities that I've been fortunate enough to have. You know, I know every character in the game of boxing. You know, I've been there, fought for Don King Promotions, Frank Warren, Matchroom. I've been over to the States. I've done it all in boxing, and I believe I have a wealth of knowledge that can guide a young talent to the very top of the division. And coupled with that, you know, my business partner Richard Schaefer, I believe there's nothing we will miss. You know, the one thing I was very adamant on is that the fighters we sign have the capabilities not only to sell tickets or, you know, be entertaining, but can win genuine world titles, you know, ideally in multiple weight divisions. And it's taken a while to get the fighters we believe were the right ones, but we have them now, and they're all very different. You know, you've got a 31-year-old heavyweight down to a bantamweight. You know, it's you know, 24-year-old to a Scottish 18-year-old. We're a mixed martial arts specialist. You know, we're really trying to cover all bases, but I truly believe each one of these fighters can get to the very top. And with mine and Richard's guidance, all they need to do is just stay healthy, train hard. They have the capabilities. They have the best, you know, experienced coach, you know, on the planet. You know, Ismail Salas, I've been working with him for a while now, and you know, in the short period of time we've been working together, I feel like a new man. You know, I've just obviously come out of my rehabilitation phase, but I'm enjoying it. I'm happy in seeing these young guys in the gym with me. They're training with me alongside me, and it's really nice to see. And we've got a fantastic journey. Dave, UK TV have got involved. They want to be in boxing. You know, they want to be in sport. They've already threw their hat in the ring in terms of mixed martial arts. They've got BAMA, which is a great mixed martial arts tournament, which they're showing on a regular basis. I actually work, do some commentary for them, but also now they're getting into the boxing. And they saw the numbers that I produced on Dave for my first 2 comeback fights, and they were record breaking. And we want to do something similar. We want to aim at the 16 to 35-year-olds, because, you know, boxing is in a fantastic place. It really is at the moment. You know, you've got, you know, Sky and Matchroom doing fantastic shows, putting on great pay-per-view events. You've got Cyclone on Channel 5 did a fantastic show the other day with Josh Taylor and Ahara Davis. It's nice to see Matchroom and the Cyclone, you know, working together to put a show on for the fans. You know, it's seldom has been a time where boxing promoters work together to give the fans what they want, and it was on a free-to-air platform. It's just a really good time in British boxing, and I just want to add to that. I really do. I believe we can. And with these fighters, I believe I've got the perfect opportunity to do something great in boxing and to allow these guys to do what I've done. When I first turned professional, I remember saying I wanted to win as many titles as possible, earn as much money as possible, and get out of boxing with my faculties intact. That was the 3 musts for me. And I've said it. I've said it, and I want all of my fighters to do the same thing. And they all truly, believe me, have the capabilities to do so. So you can watch them for free on Dave and enjoy their journey, enjoy their ride. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Richard, since January, I know a lot of us have been looking forward to see what this relationship will bring in here and now today. A few words for yourself about it.
Yes, thank you. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you from the media to show up today. I know it was a bit early, and I know it's a very busy week for you guys here in the UK. Lots of boxing going on. I think that's great news, so thank you very much. Great to see some of my old friends here from the big fights we promoted, and I look forward, really excited to be working with all of you again and follow the journey of these young fighters up here as they embark to become world champions and superstars of the sport. I'd like to acknowledge as well a superstar who is in attendance here, one of the most exciting world champions, irrespective of weight class. That's my good friend Jorge Linares. When David and me, first of all, there was nobody else I would have rather done this venture, embark on this venture here in the UK than with David Hay. I've known David for many years. I was there, co-promoted the event when he became heavyweight champion against Valuev in Nuremberg. So we had a long journey together, and he's truly one of the few people in the sport of boxing I know who does what he says, a man of his word, who is loyal, and so it's really a pleasure to have David as my partner here and embark on this journey together. We, from the very beginning, set our standards very high as it relates to the quality of the fighters, of the athletes, which we want to work for. Yes, you heard right, work for, and not they working for us. So I think that was always my motto in the United States as well. We really work for the fighters. We want to help them, to empower them, and became stars and make a lot of money in the process. I think with the group of fighters we have up here, we have really a little bit of everything. Fighters who can fight, who have a proven track record, but who are very charismatic as well. Now that's one thing, but what we needed is we needed a TV partner who can really expose these fighters to the masses. And I think we were pursued by many different TV networks here in the UK. We had meetings with many TV networks, but we really felt very comfortable with UK TV. I didn't know UK TV before, but I have to say this is a group of people which really want to be in the sport of boxing. They want to tell the story of these young fighters, young men, and to be able to work with somebody who is really as excited about them as we are is very refreshing. And I think what is very important as well, that these fighters are not just going to be exposed to boxing fans, because boxing fans, sports fans, will find them. The key for me was to find a partner who is going to expose them to the general market. And the power of the general market, I think, was very well documented, and the great job UK TV with the channel Dave did when David Hay fought his fight there and had these sensational numbers. His next fight David had on pay-per-view, and you saw the results. The results were staggering. It was the highest non-title pay-per-view event in the history of UK boxing. And I'm sure the exposure David Hay got on Channel Dave had something to do with that. So that's exactly what we want to do here. We want to have these young men exposed to the general market and make them household names. And whatever I can do, I'll be happy to do. I'll be happy to take them to the United States as well, build them up there as well. We have that platform available as well, and help them to become global superstars.
Thank you, Richard. I'd like to hand the floor over now to Steve.
What sort of plan with the events will be?
Yeah, we're looking at the autumn. We're looking at venues and dates with Dave's current scheduling, so we should know the next week or so.
Great. Any other questions from the floor?
How did the crossover from Michael Page come across, and I'd be keen to work with you, David?
Is it asking me or?
Either one.
I'll start and finish. Yeah. I've known Alexis and Maris at London Shoot Fighters, where Michael's based, for a number of years, and obviously I've seen him in action many times. And and I've heard the tales of his sparring sessions with some very high-profile British current world champions. And I wanted to see this for myself, so I've been down to London Shoot Fighters and seen him sparring, and thought to myself, there's a lot of talk at the moment of MMA fighters crossing over to boxing, and if there was ever someone to do the transition and do it correctly, it has to be someone with tremendous timing, natural ability, and dynamite in each fist, and MVP definitely has that. So we spoke about it. He's as confident as anybody. He can beat anybody, and you just need to see this guy in the ring. For me, he's a freak. I've never seen a fighter in any discipline be so moldable and so well-rounded. You know, to come from world champion kickboxing. He's now got the KO of the year last year. I was ringside, watched his fight against Cyborg, and I'm not exaggerating. We've said he caved his head in. Literally, he jumped up and kneed the guy in the face. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. It was sickening to watch, but this is what this guy does, and that's with his legs. With his hands are even more impressive, in my opinion. But it's you'll be very, very entertained. in and around, outside of what he does in the ring, just his personality and his, over to you, MVP.
Don't have to finish that, man.
No.
Well, anybody in combat sports is going to be a fan of boxing. You know, boxing's been around a long time. There's some unbelievable champions out there. So it's something I've always been interested in terms of I watch it, you know, watch people fight and enjoy following boxing. And my coach is always making me do, you know, specific rounds. When we do mixed martial arts, we have to be good at wrestling, we have to be good at jiu-jitsu, we have to be good at kickboxing, we have to be good at boxing. And you know, he strips it away, and sometimes I'm just doing boxing rounds. And he calls in the best people from all over to just do boxing rounds, and same for wrestling, same for jiu-jitsu, same for everything else you need to know when you're doing MMA. Now, you hit enough people in boxing, it goes around. And as David says, you know, he had some of the tells, he came down, he's a good friend of the coaches, came down and watched, and was impressed. This was probably about 4 years ago, and we've kind of always been on and off talking about doing boxing for a while, and obviously I've had so many things to focus on in the MMA world. It just wasn't the right time. I still got a lot to achieve, and I still want to achieve a lot in MMA, but this was just timed perfectly, you know, along with Richard Schaefer as well. Their partnership, everything just kind of fell into place, so it was just the right time to step over, and I'm excited to kind of put on the show over here.
What I want to do, I want to thank very much Scott Cocker from Bellator as well, to allow one of their athletes to sign a promotional deal with the boxing promotion entity. I think that's unheard of, it's a first. I don't know any other mixed martial arts organization, frankly, which would do that. I think a big thank you to Bellator as well.
Any further questions from the floor?
David, what's the situation with your injury and your comeback plans, and are you targeting 20 failures?
At the moment, I've just been focusing on rehabilitation. We've been myself and Ishmael Salas have been working behind closed doors. At the moment, if you used to watch one of my sessions, you'd be completely unaware that I had an injury. Just yesterday, everybody watched my session and then was like, "So your leg's okay now?" Then I'm like, "Yeah, it's okay." You know, it feels fine. I've got no pain whatsoever. My right hand's coming over great. So I'm just literally focusing on polishing up my game with Ishmael Salas. And looking at fighting, as I said from the start in December, who that will be against is unknown yet. There's no mad rush for me to announce anything, but you know, I will be back in the ring in a fight that the fans want to see in December.
Any further questions? Yeah.
Stephen, just interested to know how you're going to schedule and promote the whole thing, the whole event of the year.
Well, with David's fights as well, you know, we get behind, we support our shows. It's something that we always do. UK TV, we try to make sure that we are taking this to as many people as possible, and that's where as a network we have great capability to talk to a lot of people through both our channels and also our social streams and our marketing. So we haven't kind of finalised any plans for that yet, but our intention would be to create the biggest show, the biggest event we possibly can do, to make it as exciting to viewers and to make it as appealing to viewers as possible. And I don't see any reason why we can't do that.
Any more questions? Great, okay, now I think there'll be some photo opportunities up here, and then there's going to be some round tables with the press. Thank you all so much for coming down today, I appreciate your time.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and if you aren't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking this icon right here. Oh, and if you're also in any need of any boxing gear, make sure you make your way over to proboxingsupplies.com.